I will focus on the area around the capital. Most of it you will see on a Golden Circle tour, depending on the type of tour you sign up for. Others you can only see if you rent a vehicle or a local guide that will take you off the common route. I was camping over several weeks, so took my time and did this route, plus many more for 3 days before moving on to other districts. I will also show Icelandic churches as they are small and individually hand-built in each small town or village and even some farms, mostly by local craftsmen and artisans, so each one is unique inside. They have played a very important role in Icelandic culture. Unfortunately, many are now locked up due to foreign vandalism, but you can still look in the windows or sometimes ask for a key. We'll start off with the capital city of Reykjavik, as that is most likely where you will begin your travels from your hotels around the capital area. I will show you the way going mostly counterclockwise. It's a small but modern metropolitan capital city, which about 285,000 Icelanders call home. Today's culture of the city is more in line with London, Oslo, Berlin, and other modern European capital cities. The streets are pedestrian-friendly, clean, and safe. Roads in the capital area are well laid out and marked, allowing for fairly easy navigation, although parking can be frustrating. The drivers are skilled and courteous. Just remember that in Iceland, on a 2-lane roundabout, it's vehicles that occupy the inner lane which has the right-of-way. Those vehicles in the outer lane must yield. This is a public bathroom in the city which everyone has access to. They are well maintained and cleaned with COVID disinfectant regularly. For a relaxing yet refreshing walk, head up to where the north of Reykjavik meets the ocean. There is the North Shore Walk and Bike Trail, with lanes separating pedestrians from bicycles and cars. This is a popular scenic walk. Hellishuidi Power Station, just south of Reykjavik, is the 8th largest geothermal station in the world, with wells reaching depths of 2,200 meters or 7,200 feet. It also captures 4,000 metric tons of CO2 each year, which it pumps deep into the ground where it is mineralized. Heading north on Route 35, about 4 kilometers past the Route 36 intersection to Thingvellir National Park, is Kerrid Crater. The water is an attractive green and the walls are an unusual red rock. This is a crowded area in the summer with lots of tour buses and has an entrance fee of 600 ISK. Keep heading north on 35, and if you have time, turn right on Route 31 and go about 2 kilometers to Skaholt Cathedral and Turf Chapel. There has been a church on this site since 1056. In fact, 10 churches have been built here after being destroyed by fires, earthquakes, and volcanic eruptions. It was Catholic until the Lutheran Reformation of 1540. This is a holy site for Icelanders with lots of history. The original Turf Chapel was built for use in 1547 while rebuilding the church after a fire. The cathedral is open to the public 1000 to 1800 hours Monday through Saturday. Sundays they have Mass. This is an optional detour if you have time. It's about 25 kilometers from the cathedral. Go down, and turn on Route 30 toward Fludir, where there is a secret hot spring lagoon in case you want to warm up. At Fludir, you will turn at the sign for the church on Route 345 for Hruni. This is a beautiful little church which everyone in Iceland knows about. It is rich in folklore. Let's just say the devil sank the church and cemetery below the ground with the parishioners in the church, and screams and howling were heard coming from the ground. The first turf church was built up on the hill in 1200, and there was always a church there until the devil reclaimed the church. This beautifully styled timber church was built below the hill in 1865. Remains of the sunken church can be seen on top of the hill. There are signs explaining the legends around the area. From here, you can continue on Route 30 to Gullfoss. If you are not going on the detour to Hruni Church, then go back to Route 35 and turn right, and go north and turn right on Route 358. At the end of the road is another small pretty church from 1911. Now you can get back on Route 35 for about 35 kilometers and head straight to Gullfoss, or Golden Falls. Gullfoss is about 2 hours drive east of Reykjavik. It is a two-stage waterfall with the first fall of 11 meters, or 33 feet, and the second fall of 21 meters or 63 feet into a narrow canyon whose walls are 70 meters or 210 feet deep. At Gullfoss, the road will go to the right, and you can drive to a lower parking lot with no services but a different view of the falls and canyon. Stay on 35 and you will come to a large parking lot with lots of tour buses. This is where there are bathrooms, eating area, visitor center, and shops. There is a parking fee. After being dazzled by nature's raw beauty and the awesome power of Gullfoss, you can head back on Route 35 toward Reykjavik, to be amazed by another of nature's raw powers at the Great Geyser Hot Springs area. There are a total of 4 geysers here: Stoker, Smidur, Litli Stoker, and Geyser. Geyser is the largest of the hot springs, but is sporadic and is now in a dormant stage, which can, of course, change any moment. When it does erupt, it can shoot boiling water up to 70 meters or 210 feet. Stoker is the next largest, and it is active and goes off about every 5 to 10 minutes. It can blast steaming hot water 20 to 40 meters, or 60 to 120 feet high. Be sure to look for the blue bubble just before eruption. A further walk around the area and you can see multicolored fumaroles and bubbling mud pots. Continue on Route 35 to Route 37 toward Reykjavik to Uthlid. That's Uthlid. This unique church was built by the farmer and dedicated to his late wife, Augusta. After the church, you can go about 5 kilometers down Route 37 on the north side of road is Brewerfoss. There are signs where you can park and walk the 3-kilometer trail, and you will see another 2 waterfalls along the way, or turn and drive down a road about 3 kilometers and park for a fee of 750 ISK and walk to the small, beautiful blue waterfall. You can continue your trip via Route 37 to Route 365, which has very pretty scenery, on your way to Thingvellir National Park, which has also been declared a national shrine and a World Heritage Site. Parking at the various lot locations will cost you 1,000 ISK for the day. The name Thingvellir actually means assembly plains. This is where the chieftains met and formed a general assembly, and anybody could attend. It is basically where Iceland became a country in 930 AD, and assemblies were held there each year thereafter. There's a lot to see and do here, which means you can easily spend a day or more exploring all there is to do. There are paved and unpaved trails for hiking, walking, and horse riding. Some allow you to walk through rifts and faults caused by the separation of 2 continental tectonic plates, with rocky cliffs and fissures. Movement of the plates is under constant measurement and show that the plates are moving apart at about 2 centimeters a year. You can walk to the Lagberg, or Lawgiver's Rock, where the lawgiver would stand at each assembly and announce to everyone the new laws of the land. You can get an idea where it is when you are there, as the flag of Iceland is flown over in front of a large column of continent-dividing rocks. You can continue your walk to visit Thingvellir Church, which stands from 1859. The original first church was in 1015 on this spot. You can also visit the Parliament buildings as well as ruins of old stone shelters. There is a river which sits on land above you, which pours over the rocky fissure called Oxarafoss. It's a waterfall 20 meters or 60 feet tall. If water is your thing, then diving and snorkeling in the Siftra is available with permission and proper permits. Remember that this water is cold, around 2 to 4 degrees centigrade, or about 33 to 39 degrees Fahrenheit year-round. The water is so pure and clear, with visibility over 100 meters, and generally 30 times more pure than tap water. If you haven't worn yourself out by now, you can take a side trip away from the tourists and tour buses and see some beautiful scenery and relax. Head west towards Mosfellsberg on Route 36 for about 17 kilometers. Then turn north or right onto Route 48. Take your time driving down this gravel road, and you will come to a small road on the right side which leads down to beautiful blue Lake Stifelsdalr with a mountain on the north side. Its beauty is enhanced if you are there when there is snow on the mountain and the sun is out. You can drive down the road to the lake if you want, maybe stop for a picnic. Or you can continue to go about 3.5 kilometers from the road in Route 48 to a small pullout on the east side of the road where there is a waterfall named Thornfoss. In the spring, it flows with a great volume. Continue your drive down the road and look to the mountains where there are many unnamed falls flowing down to get to the river you are driving along. Feel free to pull over and stop anytime along the way as you continue down Route 48. You will come to a junction where Route 48 continues and Route 461 goes off to the left, which goes to a beautiful lake named Meadowfjellsvatn. This is a beautiful lake, and if you get a chance, just drive by it, and there are many places to pull over and enjoy it. There are not a lot of large lakes in Iceland, and most are in the capital area. You can continue on Route 48 and go about 6 kilometers, and on the right, turn down a road to Reynivalleric Kirkja Church from 1959 in a beautiful setting. Continue on about 4 kilometers and look to your left side for Laxfoss, a cascade type of falls in a beautiful location that is lit perfectly at sunset. From Route 48, there are areas to access the falls. However, from Route 47, access has been blocked by a 5-meter tall fence due to vandalism and trashing of the area. After viewing the falls or lake, go to Route 47 and turn right and go about 12 kilometers from the junction of Route 47 and Route 48. There is a small parking area at Sævarefoss waterfall. In front of the falls is several Viking ruins. If you would like some exercise, you can walk up the gravel road to Estiri Falls, and there are several small to medium falls along the river. From here, you can continue on the beautiful Route 47 around the fjord or turn and take Route 47 back to Reykjavik.